Before we move on, I would like to welcome our friends from the press, the media. Welcome Times of India, News Today, and Indian Express. There are a lot of more who are on their way. I would like to thank Pudaya Talaimarar TV, who is taking a live recording of this video. Thank you so much. So now, friends, before we go ahead, I am honored to get an opportunity to introduce a man who has transformed lives, a radiator of happiness and positive vibes, mentor, trainer, and motivator, be it academics, sports, or success, a thorough spectacular. We often forget to even acknowledge, appreciate, or say a simple thank you. But friends, he is a great leader who reminds so often what we should do. He is the founder of Life School and has been conducting inspirational training programs for more than 14 successful years. A personality highly followed on Twitter and liked by thousands on Facebook. His Tuesday motivational articles, Life School Messages, is eagerly awaited by almost 40,000 people across 44 countries. He has authored several popular books, of which Keep Moving is the bestseller. Besides Life School, he is a partner and director in several organizations such as Dancing with the Tigers, 17th Letter, Catalyst, and Eklavya Builders. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome on center stage the one and only Mr. Naren Goidani.
Namaste. Besides the good work that people from Rajasthan have been doing in culture and in business, I think a very, very important part of the heritage of Rajasthan has been to do social work. Loads of institutions all over the country are being run by people from this community, whether it is hospitals, whether it is schools or other vocational training centers. This is one community where when we earn money, the earning of money has an objective. And the objective is not only to become rich, but also ensure that people from whom we are getting, that is the society, also gets a portion back. So it's a pleasure to belong to all of us here, to come from this beautiful state called Rajasthan. And thank you so much for inviting me over here. I have a friend of mine whose name is Arunima Sinha. Some of you would have heard about her. How many of you over here have heard about Arunima? Okay, at least a few of my friends have heard about her. Let me tell you a small brief about Arunima, and you'll understand why we are mentioning about her in a program on business. 28th of March last year is when I met this lady for the first time, and she's about 24 years old now. She's about 4 feet 10 inches tall, black in color, stays in Lucknow, UP, not a state where women are treated with a lot of respect. Wanted to play football, wanted to play volleyball. Got selected in the UP volleyball team in spite of her short height because she's very spunky in nature. And she was traveling from Lucknow to Delhi to give an interview for CRPF. And there is a place where the train turns and the speed of the train comes down to about 10 kilometers per hour. Now before that turn comes, about 25 minutes before that time, some goons unveiled themselves, took out their knives and swords and started looting all the passengers. Arunima comes from a very poor family where 3 people earn and their total income is about 20,000 per month. Her mother had given her a 3-gram gold chain when she had qualified for UP volleyball team. She refused to give her chain. In fact, she held on to the chain, and she also caught on to this goon who was there. Did not allow the goon to escape. And as the 4 other goons reached the door, they realized the 5th fellow is not there. They turned around and saw this girl has caught him and is not allowing him to escape. They came back to free this boy, and by the time they could free this boy, the train had taken that turn and it was already chugging at 80-90 kilometers per hour, which means now these boys cannot get off the train. Next station, the police will catch them. Angry at Arunima, they caught hold of her hands and legs and they threw her out of a train which was traveling at a speed of 80-90 kilometers per hour. There was a train which was coming from the opposite track. Her body bounced from that train, fell back on this track, and her own train ran over her legs. Which means now this girl does not have legs. After about half an hour, jungle rats, smelling blood, came to eat her. She says there were 200 to 250 such rats. And they started nibbling at her leg and then wanting to eat her body. Fortunately, another train was coming. The moment the train came, all the rats ran away. Arunima could have crawled. But she says, if I had crawled, rats would have eaten me. That night, 49 trains went over her leg. Imagine the pain. Next morning, somebody who was answering nature's call saw this girl over there, took her to the hospital. Village hospital, doctor said leg have to be amputated. But no anesthesia. Now some of us who have been to a dentist know without anesthesia whether the tooth pains or not. Some of us would have experienced this. यहाँ पे थोड़ा छिलका निकल जाता है ना, और अगर एक नींबू का बूंद भी गिर गया तो पूरे दिन अपन फूंक मारते रहते हैं. And the doctors had to cut her leg without anesthesia. And she's telling the doctors, it's absolutely okay, cut it off. If I did not die by 49 trains, I don't think this cutting will make me die. I'm meant to live. She was taken to All India Institute of Medical Sciences. And there, she's on the hospital bed. 2 weeks into surgery. Now imagine the mind of Arunima Sinha. When her elder brother, whom we call as Sahib, asks Arunima कि अब क्या करेगी? Arunima says, कुछ तो ऐसा करूंगी जो दुनिया में किसी लड़की ने जिसके पास सिर्फ एक पांव है किया ही नहीं है. तेरे को गुस्सा आ रहा है? बोले बिल्कुल नहीं. Why should I be angry? But those 5 goons did this to you. वो अपने पिछले जन्म का कुछ तो भी कर्म चुका रहे हैं. What should I do in my life which no girl with one leg has ever done in her entire life? Sahib is sitting over there reading a newspaper. In the newspaper, there is some news about Mount Everest. And she asks, will you please go and find out if any person with one leg has climbed Mount Everest? Sahib does some research and in the evening comes back and says, no girl till now has been able to climb Mount Everest with only one leg, and that is the only record which has not been created. But Sahib says, तू पगला गई है, तू बवरा गई है, तू सो जा, तेरे को शौक लगा है. Doctors told her, you will take 2 years to just learn how to walk with the artificial leg. There is something in psychology which we call as the phantom limb. In the war, when a Jawan blows off his hand because of a bomb, he comes back, physically the hand is not there. But the mind refuses to accept that the hand is not there. So he's sitting in his home wanting to have a glass of water. Glass of water is there in front of him. And his mind, that electric impulse from here goes to this part of his body, from where the hand has been cut, saying lift the glass. And he is not able to lift because the hand is not there to lift. And the mind takes about 2.5 years to accept that a part of my body does not exist. Doctors told her, you will take at least 2 years to get used to walking with artificial leg. There will be times in the night when you're sleeping, you want to go to the washroom, you want to go to the loo. You will get up, you will forget you don't have one leg. You will put one leg down, and as you try to walk, you will fall on your face. You will cut your lips, you will have stitches over here, and 2 years it will take for you to accept that this leg is not there. So you want to go up Mount Everest? Okay, have a 10-year goal. This incident happened somewhere in 20th of April, 2012. 21st of March 2013, in 13 months from the date of her accident, Arunima Sinha was on top of Mount Everest. Doctors had told her, for you to walk with this leg will take 2 years. And in 11 months, she was on top of Mount Everest. No hatred, no anger, no self-pity. She comes from UP. She's a girl, not good looking at all. 4 feet 10 inches, now only one leg. Her whole family is concerned, what will happen to your future? Her younger brother is Rahul, so when me and Rahul were sitting and having a chat, Rahul is asking me, भैया किसके साथ इसका फोटो देखना बोलो? JRD टाटा के साथ? नहीं, उनके साथ नहीं है, रतन टाटा के साथ है. Amitabh Bachchan, Shah Rukh Khan, you name the person, and Arunima's photo is there with that person in Rahul's mobile phone. And I was sitting and having a chat with Arunima, and the CM of UP, Akhilesh Yadav, calls and says, "आप कब लखनऊ आ रही हो? आपसे कुछ काम है?" And we were having this meeting in Pune, and she tells the CM, "एक अच्छे इंसान के साथ बात कर रही हूँ, बाद में फोन करो." Now what do you think makes Arunima Sinha who she is? No education. She studied up to 11th. No family background. No money. No looks. No glamour. No guru. No mentor. No fallback option. But a vision. Her ability to see herself doing something incredible. And that makes all the difference. Whether it's the field of business, whether it is the world of sports, whether it is into adventure like mountaineering, besides coming together as a team, besides, like Shankarji said, unity, if we have vision, an ability to see the tomorrow, a willingness to experiment, a dare to do something that has not been done, and most importantly, win inside, we will not be able to do much. When I was coming from home, I had a few friends with me, and my friends were saying, ये सब जब सुनते हैं ना तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है, लेकिन उसके बाद में वो हम लोग गोडाउन सीट जाते हैं ना, तो वही गुनी, वही पैकिंग, वही लॉरी और वही धंधा. Indian scriptures, Shankarji was speaking about Indian heritage. Indian scriptures have divided the history of humanity into 4 parts. First is of course Satyug, Devlok, Asurlok, 2 different worlds fighting with each other. Then is Treta Yuga, where the fight is between Ram and Ravan, between 2 different countries, people from 2 different countries. And then of course Dwapar Yuga, where it is Mahabharata. Now it is a fight between 2 brothers in the same family. So this is how they define the age, not as per time, but as per nature of humanity. So initially the fight is between 2 different worlds, Asur and the Devas. Then it is 2 different countries, and then it is within the family, and Kalyug is called Kalyug because the fight is within us. Whether the good and the bad, the nice and the evil is fighting over here. So for Arunima Sinha, there will be millions of people who will tell her, "तू नहीं कर सकती है, तू लड़की है, जो मिला उसके संग शादी कर लेना, ज़्यादा पर मत फैला, ज़्यादा कुछ करने की कोशिश मत कर, तू पागल मत हो." Now imagine what goes on inside the mind. But Arunima Sinha is Arunima Sinha because she might be staying in this yug which they call as Kalyug, but she has the ability to win over here. When we develop the ability to win inside, there is nothing in the world which can stop us from growing. All of us have some amazing people who have been there, done that, achieved so much in life, that we will not be talking to boys who have ducks, but we'll be talking to people who have hundreds and thousands of horses and years of experience, people who have great success. To me, the best thing about this conclave is so many esteemed people who have achieved enough, and so many young people who want to achieve enough, coming together, wanting to learn from each other. So brilliant initiative by Mcircle, and let's take this ahead. For Arunima to succeed, she had to think big, and that was, let me climb Mount Everest, something which nobody has done before. A question that we always ask businessmen is, what is your Mount Everest? For Arunima, it was Mount Everest, 8848 meters high. What is going to be your Mount Everest? So to speak to you about what is the magic of thinking big, how you should make it large, is a person who's a super achiever in life, belonging to a family which runs businesses in diverse fields, export to more than 100 countries all over the world, have tie-ups with 7 different countries for technical know-how, people who are excelling in every business that they have done, and a person who at the young age of 39 got an award called the Udyog Ratna from the then president of our country. I have great pleasure in inviting for all of you to listen to Shri Hari Krishna Ji Jhawar.